One, two, three, let's freaking go. We're gonna be talking about some daily news. That's what we're doing today. Daily news. Stock market's getting hammered over the past 2 days. It's a rough week so far. Overall, we're down about 2% in the past 2 days combined. So that being said, let's look at these losers. Let's look at these losers so far. See what we can do on these pricings. Maybe pick up something on a little bit of a bounce. So we have Aslan Pharmaceuticals on a pricing equity offering, which means I'm staying away from it. That just means that they're trying to raise capital because they have too much debt, or maybe they're trying to make a purchase. But if it's a pharmaceutical company, again, I don't trust those pricing equity offers. Usually, these pharmaceutical companies just jump so high or so down. I mean, they're so volatile that you never know. We have CBL and Associates Properties, which was previously a very huge dividend payer, is suspending all future dividends on its common and preferred stock. Holy crap. So there's no shocker that thing's getting hammered. And you'll see that anytime it's part of the risk with investing in dividend stocks, which typically doesn't present itself. It does sometimes in the case of like a GE. But my gosh, this thing has now turned into a little penny stock. But what can I say? Goodbye, dividend. You didn't have the money to pay for it, so it is now getting hammered. Then we have, what a shocker, more companies like this. Aldeyra, that's right, don't know what it is. Aldeyra Therapeutics, down 30% on mixed results from late stage Reproxalap. There we go. I'm a medical professional. Study. So again, that's a big factor in these pharmaceutical type companies moving up and down is whether their drugs pass their studies or not. They usually go through like 5 different stages and different stages within those stages. It's wild stuff. Cara Therapeutics, Cara potentially. It means face in Spanish, in case you were curious. After announcing results from its phase 2 trial of oral Korsuva. Now I'm going to boca la cara and shut my mouth because this is something I don't know about. I don't know about this stuff. Clearly some bad results from that, but that's what happens, man. This thing gets dominated. Cleveland Cliffs has acquired AK Steel. So obviously people are selling that bad boy because of potential debt they're going to be incurring. So valuation of the stock went down. We'll see if that does rebound from that. I'm not entirely sure. We've got Coupa Software down 6% on quarter 3 earnings, which let's give it a little click. You got to see earnings in which they beat on a GAAP standpoint and non-GAAP EPS standpoint, and revenue up 50% year over year. Interesting. There must have been some more news behind that led to it being down 4%. So we'll see on that. We have AirCap as well on announcing a secondary offering. Again, they're offering stock, and therefore things getting hammered. Nothing too shocking there. Then we're going to look at the gainers. That's right. And more of these therapeutic companies. You already know how it is. Audentes, it's kind of how I like my noodles. 100% up as Astellas Pharma to buy Audentes. They're buying the noodles pretty well, nice and soft. Not too soft. A little bit of hardness to them, a little bit of firmness. That's pretty interesting. So that thing is absolutely skyrocketing. My gosh, that valuation is interesting. I don't know how they're buying them at that valuation, because if you look at it, if we're looking at this guy, this is a guy that was sitting at, again, less than $30 previously. So where the valuation came from, I don't know. They must know something I don't. ViewRay up 36% on Electra collaboration. Unicure NV up 16%. No news on that one. Axum Therapeutics as AX12 achieves primary endpoint in mid-stage narcolepsy study. Narcolepsy, huh? Sorry, I fell asleep. That hurt. It hurt just a little bit. Abona Pharma Therapeutics. I keep getting them reviews now. Up 9% as gene therapy stocks in focus after Astellas Audentes. Okay. Yep, that makes sense. Regenix Bio. Up 8%. Sangamo Therapeutics up 7% as gene therapy stock. Yeah, exactly. This transaction's having all these guys just zoom. Land's End on Q3 results. Good for them. Voyager Therapeutics, again, as a result of this offering. And then AK Steel, which we saw the losers for Cleveland Cliffs. Now AK Steel is gaining on the deal, which, not a shocker, they're getting acquired. Then we got some big news as well. Potential tariffs on France due to its digital services tax, which could affect our big tech companies. Your Apple, your Google, your Facebook, your Amazon. And a lot of it is, this is a very socialist type policy. And obviously, we're going to be an America First type person. And now we're getting involved with this. So this could be rough for us. I'm just going to be honest there. Because now France has vowed retaliation after tariff threats. So this could be a little bit rough. I'm just going to tell you that right now. We don't want to start trade war number 2, but there's a chance. There's a chance that we might be doing that. So, and again, as I've mentioned before, stocks are taking a little bit of a hammering too, as we see that we might not be getting a trade deal with China necessarily as soon as we imagined. And I called this from the start. I already knew this is such a good leveraging technique for any sort of election. And I think that's 100% what he might do. This is a key thing. So if he's going to get people to think that, well, no one else is going to make the trade deal, and I don't know if they will. I think, if we get someone else in office, I think we'll bow down, which could hurt us in the long run, but at least something will be done. But if you think about it, this is such a good leverage point that if you vote for him, vote him back into office, guess what? He'll make a deal get done. It's smart, but it's going to hurt us in the short term. It's smart for him, at least. It's going to hurt him in the short term, though. We're going to get hurt in the short term in terms of stocks, but we'll see how that goes. Then we got some good old news that Frozen 2 now has a Thanksgiving record. That's right, people watching movies. 124 domestically over the 5-day Thanksgiving weekend. That's pretty nice. Becoming the highest grossing film ever for the holiday period in the U.S. That's where people love Frozen 2. It's also brought in another $249 million worldwide box office, resulting in a global tally of $738 million. That's freaking insane. This is going to be the 6th movie to gross $1 billion this year. No doubt about it. That is wild. That's insane, especially for an animated film. That's really insane. Then we have Apple AirPods had a strong Black Friday sales. That's right, Wedbush, you may be stupid, but guess what? At least he can estimate that. We don't know what these estimates are going to be because they're probably not going to give numbers on it, but still. I think AirPods were a huge seller, and these are a huge product because they had some shortages. There's no doubt about it. But, Apple just continues to be dominant. There's no shocker in my mind that AirPods would be the number one selling, headphone accessory type thing. And I guarantee they will. That's insane. 3+ million units sold. That's a lot of freaking AirPods. I did not purchase them because I am not a rich person, but maybe one day I could purchase some AirPods. Maybe the cheap ones. Morgan Stanley resets neutral stance on Chinese firms. He's gone neutral on a number of Chinese communication firms from Chengyu. It's been implying a 4% upside, price target of 10 on that. Coverage on IQ, something I hold, which blows. Online video coming alongside lukewarm ad demand in the near term. $20 price target, which sucks because that's a little bit below my cost basis. So let's just lie and say you want the price target a little bit higher, please, Morgan Stanley, you piece of garbage. So we also have Apple making a mini LED devices, 6 mini LED devices. That's pretty wild. So, how many? 6 is like a lot of devices. What's that going to mean? Devices using display technology will include a new high-end iPad Pro. Okay, 16-inch MacBook Pro. Let's see, mini LEDs as a key differentiating technology in Apple's mid-sized products. So we'll see if that comes true. Again, just an analyst, but I don't know if Ming-Chi Kuo, that's a kicker's name, right? That's an NFL kicker's name. No, that's Hung-Wei Koo. No, he kicks for the Atlanta Falcons. Okay, I can't remember his name. Wei Hung Koo. I don't remember his name. So then we have, that's right, Plug Power, launching a 40 million share public offering. Fudge. So there's a good reason why they're doing this. Really, it's just to raise capital and work on further expansion. I hate these offerings like this because it devalues shares so heavily. I'm still, quite above my cost basis on this, so I'm not too upset. I don't think I'm going to be purchasing any more shares at the moment. I might, depending on how far this thing goes down. It's only down 10% now. It started down pre-market, down like 16% or something at the start of the day. So I'm not too upset with it, but as long as they use the money for good. Zuckerberg doubles down on ad policy. Thank you, Mark Zuckerberg. You're not that bad. Let's be honest, you're not that bad. So they're not going to be taking down political advertising that contains false information. And I think I like this policy as well. I think that people should be able to see what is being said. If it's false information, that can hurt the person. I don't know. I don't get this whole. I just don't get it. Twitter. I mean, gosh dang. Screw you, Twitter. Google. I don't like you, Google. They're bending at the knee. Twitter's bending at the knee. Just being way too political about this. Just let the people decide what they find, accurate for themselves. It's pretty simple process, guys. You don't need to make it so difficult and make it to where you can't even see anything. But at that point, when you're being so specific, what defines a political ad? We still don't know the answer to that because a company like Twitter is very biased, and they are probably going to be pretty biased on what they determine to take down and what they don't. So it doesn't shock me at all. I just, thank you, Mark Zuckerberg, for actually being a voice of reason for once. It's crazy to believe that. Here's Zuckerberg here. What I believe is that democracy, it's really important that people can see for themselves what politicians are saying so they can make their own judgments. And I don't think that a private company should be censoring politicians or news. That's not a good Mark Zuckerberg. He just talks like such a normal guy. So I don't know how to talk like Mark Zuckerberg. So it was an attempt. So don't worry. Thank you, Mark. Let's go, baby. Starbucks adds holiday cold brew to the menu. I don't know. I don't really drink Starbucks that much, but that's right. Flavored cold brew to the menu. That's right, baby. People are gonna be digging it. Irish cream cold brew concoction is a cold brew with vanilla sweet cream, cold foam, cocoa powder, and Irish cream syrup. Sounds good, actually. But cold beverage continue to be popular at the coffee chains. Cold brew coffee is now offered at 7.5% of all U.S. restaurants. People love their freaking cold brew nowadays. Let me tell you what. Everyone loves it. I don't drink coffee, cold brew that much, but if I did, it sounds pretty delicious. And then Facebook gains a bull. That's right, Piper Jaffray. You may be a scumbag analyst, and I don't like you, but you gave me a 230 price target, which 250 sounds better to me. But 230, I'm fine with it. 250 is a more accurate. Is frankly a more accurate price target if you're asking me. But I'm probably more intelligent than this Piper Jaffray guy who gets paid millions of dollars to be incorrect. Screw you, Michael Olson. You probably are one of the Olsen twins. That's all I could tell you. That's right. Get roasted. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but Mary-Kate and Ashley, you're Michael, so you get roasted. I don't know what that means. Let's go.